Good evening. I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Newport News School Board on Tuesday, January 20th, 2025. On behalf of the members of the school board and Dr. Mitchell, I welcome each of you present this evening and those of you watching on TV and online. A quorum is present to transact the business of the school division. I will now call on Ms. Kyla Leggett, our student representative to the school board, to introduce tonight's student guests for the invocation and pledge.
Thank you. We will begin tonight's meeting with the invocation and pledge to the flag. Here to do the honors are two students from Deer Park Elementary School, Layla Phillips and Baran Hamabor. First, Layla will come forward and deliver the invocation. She will be followed by Baran, who will come forward and deliver the pledge. Layla, will you please come forward and tell us a little bit about yourself before you get started?
Hello, my name is Layla Phillips, and I'm in Deer Park Elementary School, 5th grade. I like sketching, drawing, and reading books. As we gather today, let us take a moment to center ourselves on our shared commitment to the students, families, and educators of Newport News Public Schools. May we be inspired to listen deeply, deliberate wisely, and act with integrity, always keeping the best interests of our students at the forefront of our decisions. Let us embrace this opportunity to build a stronger, more vibrant future for our schools together.
Thank you so much. Baran, will you please come forward and tell us a little bit about yourself before you begin the pledge?
My name is Baran Hamabor. I'm a second grade student at Deer Park Elementary School. I'm thankful my parents, Kazan Hamabor and Shokan Jalal, came tonight to support me. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer. I'm currently a member of our school's chess club and spend a lot of time working on my swimming skills. My teacher, Miss Brown, inspires me to do my best in all of the subjects. I will represent the Pledge of Allegiance to you all, and I'll say, I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for participating in tonight's meeting. You did a wonderful job. Supporting Layla and Baran tonight are their family members and school family. Please stand and be recognized. The board appreciates the encouragement you have given these students, and we thank you for bringing them to tonight's meeting.
Yes, thank you. The next item on tonight's agenda is school board recognitions. Dr. Mitchell, please join me at the podium.
Students, now it's my turn. Good evening. I have the honor of presenting this evening's recognitions. For an educator, receiving national certification is a symbol of excellence in teaching and professional growth. Newport News Public Schools is pleased to announce that 4 educators recently met the standard for national certification established by the National Board for Professional teaching standards. These educators will not only strengthen their profession, but increase academic achievement and rigor in the classroom. Please join me in congratulating our 2026 National Board Certified Teachers. Give it up for them. Sharon Borns is a pre-kindergarten educator at General Stanford Elementary School. She received her certification in generalist early childhood. Aaliyah Dungy. Ms. Dungy is a science educator at an Achievable Dream Middle and High School. Ms. Dungy earned certification in science early adolescence. Caitlin Edwards. Ms. Edwards is a math educator at an Achievable Dream Middle and High School. She received her certification in mathematics early adolescence. Let's give it up for her. And Lexi Willis. Ms. Willis is a science educator at Gildersleeve Middle School. She earned certification in science early adolescence. National Board certification is the highest credential in the teaching profession. The highest, y'all. The certification process usually takes between 1 and 3 years to finish. Did you all meet up in groups? No? Yes. Okay. See, that's why they got the highest, yeah. The certification process usually takes, like I said, between 1 and 3 years to finish. These educators successfully completed the assessment process by preparing a portfolio of good teaching practices, student work, and multimedia examples. A reflective written component looks at teaching goals, methods, and results. Candidates also have to pass an extensive series of rigorous written exercises. Ooh. So to the honorees, we are proud to have you in our district. At this time, we would like to recognize the support behind the scenes people who helped make this recognition possible. With the family members of these educators, please stand. Thank you. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of their principals. Jennifer Harnish at General Stanford Elementary, stand up. Debbie Hudgens at An Achievable Dream Middle and High School. And Roland Noel at Gildersleeve Middle School. I would also like to publicly acknowledge and thank Wade Woolsey, teacher coach in the Department of Teaching and Learning, for his support and guidance for the NBCTs. Please stand and thank you very, very much. And I would also like to recognize some assistant principals from those schools as well. Would you please stand? So ladies, we're gonna come around and take a picture. All right. Ensuring that young people are financially literate is paramount to preparing them for future financial success. You would agree, right? Our next recognition showcases the school division's continued success in this area. Working in Support of Education, or WISE, is an educational organization dedicated to building financial literacy, fostering business and social entrepreneurship, and preparing students for college and global workplace. The organization's financial literacy program provides high school students with financial education and the opportunity to become certified financially literate by successfully passing the WISE Financial Literacy Certification Test. Tonight, we're recognizing 8 career and technical education teachers who have been named WISE Gold Star Teachers for 2024-2025. They are so named because at least 93% of their students in at least one of their classes successfully passed the WISE financially literacy test. They're present this evening to join us. Please join us in congratulating from Denby High School, Hope London, who could not be with us tonight, but let's give it up for her. Also from Denby High School, we have Lisa McAllister. Start with us tonight? Okay. From Heritage High School, Karen McKinney. Come on, Miss McKinney. Also from Heritage High School, we have Tiffany Smith. And from Menchville High School, we have Stephanie Guatney, who also could not be with us this evening. From Point Option, Elizabeth Anderson. She with us? Warwick High School, Kimberly Grant. Come on, Miss Grant. And from Woodside High School, Tawanda Allister. Come on, Miss Allister. Several of these recipients have won this award multiple times. We want to thank you for your continued dedication to working hard with our students to make sure they are certified financially literate. The Virginia Standards of Learning for Economics and Personal Finance require instruction in economic concepts, economic reasoning, decision-making, and problem-solving. High school students have to meet a state requirement to complete a 1-credit economics and personal finance course prior to graduation. With the help of these dedicated educators, their students are the only satisfied a graduation requirement. They earn state and national certification. That looks good on the resume. Congratulations to you and your students on this notable achievement. Give it up for them one more time. At this time, we would like to recognize their friends and families who may be with us this evening. If you would please stand as well. Oh, don't be shy. Come on. All right. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of their principals who may be with us this evening. If you would please stand. Denby High School Principal, Dr. Adira Struthers. Stand up for me. Heritage Principal, Dr. Dyron Ford. Principal Jason, you know I'm going to do it, Holler from Menchville High School. And Dr. Natea Smith from Warwick Principal. I'm sorry, Point Option Principal, Dr. Natea Smith. Stand up for me. Okay. And Warwick Principal Tiffany Thompson. We would also like to thank Principal Dr. Mary Hardesty. I saw her, yes. We would also like to acknowledge Renardo Branshaw, Instructional Supervisor for Career and Technical Education, for her ongoing support of financial literacy instruction. Thank you very, very much. So we'll come around, ladies, and we'll get a photo. Y'all give it up for Lisa McAllister. So at this time, we're going to take a 3-minute break for those who would like to leave. And again, you're welcome to stay. And we'll be back in about 3 minutes. Thank you.
During our regular meeting, we provide time for the public to address the school board. These opportunities are scheduled in the early part of our agenda and towards the end of the meeting. As advertised, citizens may submit comments via email up to 30 minutes prior to our meeting time to be included in the official meeting record. For those of you joining us in person, the board considers this an opportunity to listen to your comments. Please understand that we will consider your concerns. We ask that you comply with our 3-minute time limit. As you begin your comments, a green light will come on. A yellow light signals that you have 30 seconds remaining, and a red light and beep indicates that your time is up. As your name is called, please come forward. Reverend Natalie Chamberlain, and she will be followed by Ms. Keyshandra White-Mazel.
Good evening,
Good
Dr.
evening.
Best, members of the school board, Dr. Mitchell. I am Reverend Natalie Chamberlain of Hilton Christian Church. I've been here for nearly all of the school board meetings for the last 28 months. Members of my congregation have been here with me. There's a broad coalition of people who come every month to ask you to change policy JBP. I have a logger friend back in Oregon who says, when it's important, you just have to outpatience them, and he didn't use them. We are patient because we know you've been maneuvered in a difficult political situation. That climate has changed, and we are asking you to make a commitment tonight to make sure that policy JBP actually protects LGBTQIA students, and especially those who are trans. The current regime spews hate at our trans folks on a daily basis. Here, you have the ability to help those trans young people and staff feel safe. Why wouldn't you protect these students when it's in your power to do so? Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Kashandra White-Mazel. And she will be followed by Ms. Carolyn Jones.
Good evening, board members, superintendent. I'm here to formally express my concerns regarding my daughter's educational experience at Booker T. Washington Middle School and the ongoing lack of response and resolution from both the school administration and Newport News Public Schools, despite my repeated attempts to advocate on her behalf. Over the past several weeks, in fact dating back to her 6th grade experience at Booker T. Washington with bullying, it's not been adequately addressed by the school. This is equally troubling given Newport News maintains a zero tolerance for bullying. The failure to investigate and document and resolve these incidents has created an unsafe and emotionally harmful learning environment for my child. What is equally concerning is the absence of acknowledgement by the school board itself. As elected and appointed officials entrusted with oversight of the district, I expect a minimum level of communication and resolution, if any. After reaching out multiple times, the lack of response has left me with no clear understanding on how concerns from parents are reviewed, addressed, or escalated in the district. Additionally, I have been attempting to update my daughter's IEP since October of 2025, despite multiple efforts to do so in a timely manner. It has not been done. My concerns further escalate following my daughter's suspension in regards to a fight that occurred on the last day of school. In this matter, I was provided incorrect information by the assistant principal regarding the appeal process, which directly interfered with my ability to file a proper timely appeal, which resulted in nothing being done, me not being heard, and my daughters not being heard. I firmly believe that had the appeal process been explained correctly and followed appropriately, the full circumstances would have been reviewed and the outcome could and may have been different. The lack of meaningful communication has had a severe and negative impact on my daughter's emotional health, educational experience, and the trust in the school system. It is deeply concerning that repeated attempts to address this issue have gone largely unheard. I am respectfully requesting the following actions be taken by the school board: a review of the peer process, including the misinformation provided by the school principal, a meeting or a written response outlining how these issues can be addressed in regards to my daughter's rights and well-being moving forward. My goal is not conflict, but accountability, transparency, and meaningful resolutions for every student, especially those with documented disabilities. They deserve to be heard, supported, and treated fairly. I hope the school board will take that into consideration. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Ms. Carolyn Jones, and she will be followed by Mr. David Brakeman.
Good evening. My name is Carolyn Jones. I am a Newport News resident and a Newport News Public Schools teacher. I would like to once again speak in support of collective bargaining And I also want to talk about how much work teachers take home and stay after school to do, and how much public education hinges on unpaid overtime. Yes, teachers get 2 months off in the summer, but at the cost of having our schools slowly draining away more and more of our time and emotional energy each school year. There's a saying among teachers that teachers should not be working harder than their students in class. Students need to do the work, students need to learn, students need to produce the academic work, right? Teachers have received countless reminders to email parents and students with a list of major upcoming assignments. Then, as many as a third of the students in each class just don't do some of their major assignments. And then we get observation comments based on whether or not students are engaged, and what could we possibly be doing differently to engage students. Teachers generally have probably 4 or 5 spreadsheets or pacing guides or other documents we are expected to keep up with at any given time, in addition to grading dozens of student projects and emailing and negotiating with parents. We get trained on extra new things and new ideas to try to improve our teaching. We stay after school to tutor students for free or give them the opportunity to make up tests they missed or retake tests, period. Sometimes those students show up, sometimes they don't. We try to check in with the students who are crashing out, right? I have lost track of how many after-school parent phone calls I have made the past 2 weeks alone. Of course, some of those phone calls were to let parents know that their child had once again violated the cell phone policy, which has been in effect for months now, and the kids are still violating it anyway, and we have to do all the legwork related to trying to enforce that. Get this, we are also going to have a new AI policy added to things later this year. Details are still forthcoming about that, but the students mess around and pretend they don't understand the cell phone policy, and now we're working on a policy that will allow students to use AI on their assignments in some situations, but not in others. And we expect students and their parents to understand those limits, and we expect teachers to enforce it and explain it over and over and over again. All this despite the fact that students can't keep their cell phones away in class, despite the absolute clarity of the state law involved. You want us to engage students to get them to succeed academically. When high school teachers see 120 or more students each week, and when so many students won't even put the effort to meet us halfway, please stop asking us to spend extra time and energy reinventing the wheel and putting extra effort in for them. It is more exhausting than you know. To quote a millennial proverb, don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. Look at your teacher retention rates and ask how many teachers have burned out and left because your schools demanded that they spend more time and energy on other people's kids than on their own. Those of us planning to have kids soon are carefully considering our own futures. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. David Brakeman, and he will be followed by Dr. James Graves.
Good evening, board members, superintendent, and staff. I'm David Brackman, he, him, a Newport News resident here primarily in support of NNEA's Red for Ed campaign. With opposition at the state level recently removed, please take timely action to budget for and approve collective bargaining in order to deliver the improved, sustainable working conditions necessary for keeping students transported to school and receiving quality education therein. Relatedly, please also use the current, potentially limited time opportunity to revise Procedure JBP to permit more decency, dignity, and safety for trans students. And also, thank you for keeping ICE out of schools, and I ask that you hold fast to that position in light of the possibility of federal retaliation like Minnesota is currently observing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Happy New Year to everyone. I don't have anything in my hands to do a speech, but I want to inform you of some things. NNEA is requiring a meeting with the Commonwealth Attorney, the Chief of Police, School Board, and Dr. Mitchell. And the reason why we want this, if you read down to Section 8, Section D, a lot of our staff members and teachers are getting assaulted. And it seems like they're not getting any consequences or any trials or what's going on. We had a bus driver got knocked out, sat in the chair, knocked out. He had to go to the hospital. Then he had to go to the magistrate's office and file charges. That should not happen. This section says that if anybody intentionally assault any staff member, they're supposed to get 15 days or mandatory 2 days in jail. Any Newport News employee, any elementary, secondary employee. Also, I've talked to Chief Drew and I've talked to Commonwealth Attorney Jones. Not only do an employee should not be going to do magistrate office, we think they should go right to the Commonwealth Attorney, just like domestic violence. The Commonwealth Attorney picks it up, that's it. Police should not have to ask for videos, it should be automatically given to them. Commonwealth Attorney should not have to do anything but take over the case, just like domestic violence. We have a situation in our schools that when kids intentionally make false accusations against teachers and staff, it's the teacher who bears the burden. It's the teacher who have to lift their reputation back up, even when it's false. Nothing happens to the child. The child stays there. This living situations right now that the child is saying wrong information. The teacher got arrested by the cops. The teacher don't have a job anymore. That's all lies. But the child stays in the school. NNEA going to recommend this, that child be removed from that school. Or that child should be on homebound. We have a teacher who is miserable. Several staff who are miserable, staying at home waiting for CPS to do what they got to do. That's not right. So I look upon you all as leaders of this school system to not only look at that situation, but also look at the situation in reference to when kids are habitual offenders, starting trouble in our schools. We should not send them back to the same school. Send them somewhere else, to another high school. I think my time is up. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for your comments and thoughts this evening. We will now move on to Section 3, the consent agenda, which includes 3.01 minutes from the work session December 16th, 2025, 3.02 minutes from the closed meeting December 16th, 2025, 3.03 minutes from the regular meeting December 16th, 2025, 3.04 financial reports, including the revenue and expense reports for December 2025 child nutrition reports, 3.05 the personnel report, 3.06 budget transfer. At this time, can we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been seconded and moved that we approve the consent agenda as presented. Any questions or comments? Ms. Buffalo, call the roll, please.
Alger.
4.
Amon.
4.
Brown.
4.
Harris.
4.
Hunter.
4.
Searles Law.
4.
Best.
4.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. We will now move to Section 4, action items. 4.01, new and revised policies. Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At our December 16th meeting, Ms. Tracy Brooks highlighted school board policies from the second round of chapters to review in year 1 of our 5-year timeline, which focused on 2 policy chapters. The first was on facilities planning and development, and the second chapter addressed support services. These 2 chapters included over 40 policies that were reviewed or revised by our policy committee and the support services leadership from plant services, custodial services, nutrition and wellness, school safety and security, transportation technology, and warehouse services. These policies are provided for your consideration for action this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. May I have a motion?
I move to approve the new and revised policies as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we approve the policies as presented. Are there any questions, any comments? Mr. Brown?
Yes, Dr. Best, I'll make a comment that I want to thank the superintendent for having listened through the process of these more than 40 policies and to the questions that I had and the adjustments that have been made. I think we have a strong set of policies, and what I sincerely appreciate about this process that we've gone through, this is now our second cycle going through our policy book. I think we are very quickly converging on a streamlined set of policies that really fit our school division well and represent the contract with the public that a policy book, I believe, really should be. And so I appreciate all the work that has gone into this and all the progress that we have made by going through 2 chapters in this session. And so I want to thank the superintendent and her team for all the work that's gone into this.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Anyone else?
I just want to make the statement that we have 2 other board members that are also on the policy committee. And when we review the policies, we do it thoroughly. I know Ms. Amon and I do work together in looking through the policies. It takes hours of work, I want you to know, especially when you're reviewing 40-plus policies. But I also want to thank the folks who received the feedback and contact us in order to get the feedback as well. So thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Ms. Buffalo, call the roll.
Alger.
4.
Amon.
4.
Brown.
4.
Harris.
4.
Hunter.
4.
Searles Law.
4.
Best.
4.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. We will now move on to 4.02, personnel actions. Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like this evening to recommend Ms. Indira Smith as an assistant principal for Saunders Elementary School. We do currently have a vacancy there because the previous person was promoted to principal. Ms. Smith has a Master of Elementary Education degree from Virginia Commonwealth University, and she also would be coming to us with experience. She has worked as an assistant principal in Texas, and we are excited to make that recommendation for her to join us.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. May I have a motion?
I move to approve the superintendent's personnel recommendations for Indira Smith as the assistant principal of Saunders Elementary School.
Second.
Okay, the motion has been moved and second that we accept Dr., can you say her name again?
Indira Smith.
Indira Smith, as assistant principal position in Newport News Public Schools. Any questions? Any comments? Ms. Buffalo, call the roll, please.
Alger.
4.
Amon.
4.
Brown.
4.
Harris.
4.
Hunter.
4.
Searles Law.
4.
Best.
4.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. We will now move to Section 5, Reports and Information. 5.01, Communities and Schools Presentation. Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. This evening, we are sharing an update regarding our partnership with Communities and Schools of Hampton Roads. It is an organization that helps address barriers to student success. Communities and Schools works alongside our schools to provide trained site coordinators, strong community partnerships, and individualized supports that connect students and families with critical resources. Tonight, you will see some data demonstrating the impact of this partnership in Newport News, including improved student outcomes. So with that context, I will turn it over to Dr. Hope Sinclair from Communities and Schools of Hampton Roads to share the impact of this work and the proposed path forward.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you all for allowing us to be here. I wanted my team to introduce themselves. So as you know, I'm Dr. Hope Sinclair.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. J.T. Taylor. Good afternoon, everyone. P.S. Dixon, Program Director.
Good afternoon. I'm Wakiki Porter. I'm a site coordinator at Denby High School.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Terry Brown. I'm a site coordinator
So I have pamphlets for. I didn't know if I was going to need that step stool when he took it away after the kids left, but I feel good about this one.
I can identify with that.
Mic down a
This
little.
is great. Oh, pull it down. See, look. So, understanding the problem. So, as you all know, many students in Newport News, and not just Newport News, but Hampton Roads, they're facing a lot of barriers. And these are not the same barriers that we faced when we went to school. These barriers are astronomical, as you know. These challenges include things like poverty, food insecurity, lack of access to mental health services, and chronic absenteeism. So that's a lot of what the problems entail. And what we're here to do is help these students overcome these barriers. So whether it's an academic barrier or a non-academic barrier, inside or outside of the school, we're trying to help them overcome that. These barriers, as you know, they contribute to low graduation rates, behavioral issues, and of course, disengagement from school.
So I want to highlight the impact of poverty just briefly. We all may know how poverty adversely impacts student outcomes, student achievement. It contributes to chronic stress. And so how do we mitigate those type of barriers? The research is profound as it relates to strong, trusting relationships with adults. That there is no factor more significant to mitigate against those challenges like a strong relationship with an adult. Having been a student who has experienced poverty, I went to elementary school from a homeless shelter. I attended all Title I schools from elementary all the way through high school, and then I became an educator. And I taught for 10 years and became a Title I instructional coach. And so my philosophy has never changed about, centering relationships and rapport in the school, in the classroom. And so that's what Communities in Schools is all about. It's literally about surrounding students with a community of support that empowers them to stay in school and achieve in life. And so we have been training our staff for the last 12 months rigorously on that philosophy. It's not programs that change lives, it's really just relationships. And so we train our site coordinators one day a month. We pull them from the school and they get sustained, ongoing coaching and strategies on how to connect with students, how to create programs for not just the students, but also for the families. Because the second major way to mitigate against these type of factors is parent and family engagement. And so having worked in the school system, having been a lifelong educator, I really identified with the work of Communities in Schools, which caused me to want to even work for them, because I thought to myself, as an educator, how would it benefit me if I had an additional adult who was just as committed to connecting with students and connecting with families, increasing academic achievement, helping them to reduce behavioral issues, and ensuring that they're coming to school. And so we incentivize students. We do all of these things to try to inspire young people and to give them hope that no matter where they start, it doesn't have to be that way when they finish. So that's just my time here, just sharing about how we really want to rejuvenate some hope with young people, and also allow educators to recognize that they too have someone who's doing the work with them. And we can do a little bit more because we can bring community partners into the school, and we can help put on what we call Tier 1 events, which is school-wide events that can help the school move the academic needle, reduce behaviors, and reduce attendance issues as a whole. So that's my time here with you. Appreciate you.
He forgot to flip the slide, so I'll do it. But what we do inside of the school is we place a site coordinator. So the two individuals in the back, Waikiki and Terrion, they are site coordinators in your schools here. Those site coordinators provide those true wraparound services for students. So overall, our success for the 24-25 school year, out of the 33 schools throughout Hampton Roads that we served, 83% of our case managed students improved their attendance, behavior, academic goal. So each student has a goal in one of those areas, ABC, and 83% of those babies succeeded in that goal. 95% of K-11 students were promoted to the next grade level, and 95% of our seniors graduated last year. So that's whole students across all 33 schools. Now, you might be saying to yourself, the numbers look great. To me, they do too. And if you didn't say it, you can say it now. So the numbers look great, right? But these students are not our top tier students. Some of these students are students who didn't think they could graduate. Some of these students are the students who, they've written themselves off. Their families have technically written them off. So these students are facing a lot of the academic barriers. So Theus is our program director for Newport News, and he's going to come up and give the success right here in this city.
Good evening again. So as you know, this report is a data of accumulation of the 24-25 complete school year. And as you can see, we served 2,739 Newport News students who received whole school supports. And of that, 205 of those students received individual integrated student supports. These are basically the students that we case managed. Of that, 77% of that approved their attendance. Now, as we all know, we're dealing with just more than simple attendance things. Right now, there's a nationwide epidemic against chronic absenteeism. And as you see, we have 2 site coordinators who are leading the charge to reduce this. And I am pleased to say of these 2 schools that are present, these schools have reduced their chronic absenteeism numbers, which I'm sure you all are aware of. Again, 93% of our students improve behavior. And what we're trying to do, we know that a student cannot learn simply if they're not in the building. So we're not only just trying to keep the students from getting suspended, we're working individually with these students. We're bringing in community partners who specialize in mental health behaviors to make sure that we don't just, we don't want to placehold these things. We want to make sure we actually get to the why behind why these students are having these barriers, which cause them to act out. And as we all know, usually attendance is the biggest barrier. Anytime a student seat time is disrupted, usually the behavior is the first thing that shows up. Kids are prideful. They don't want to feel embarrassed because they got behind. But when we have the power of a site coordinator working alongside them who can support administrators and teachers to do remediation or tutoring, whatever we need to do, or bring in some college tutors to work alongside the reading and the math instructional specialists. This is what we're doing in the day-to-day to help mitigate these numbers. And as you see, when we do these things, 78% of our students are progressing. That doesn't mean that the other 22% are failed. Some simply may maintain course. What we try to make sure is that these students do not decline. We want to make sure that everything that we do is intentional because we know these are our future. And when we work the plan, as you can see, again, 99% of K through 11 students in Newport News were promoted. And I'm pleased to announce that, again, 100% of our students have graduated who have been alongside the community schools program. And this is only in 2.5 years. So thank you for your time.
So here's the tall age question. How much? How much is it to put a site coordinator such as Waikiki or Terrion inside of a school? So this is a 9.22% increase from last year. So last year you all provided us with $78,100 per school for a total of $234,300 per year. I've talked to the site coordinators till I was blue in the face, and unfortunately everybody wants more money. We all know that. So that's why we had to do the 9.2% increase to increase where our personnel numbers are. Now, while that number is not still what these individuals are deserving of, that is higher than where we started. So locally, we've been around since 2012. And in 2012, our rate was, everybody was part-time and we started at 20,000. So we're lucky to have gotten to where we are over 13 years, but that's because the need is grander. So this need is of magnitude. So the $234,300, you all paid 50% of that, and our national office, through a grant from Balmer Foundation, paid the other 50%. And that's been the cost for the past 3 years. So that is the $78,100, so that's previous. Our new cost for the 26-27 school year is the $85,300, so that's the new cost. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to limit us to 3 schools. So I didn't put the total cost of how many schools we'd be in for the upcoming year. I wanted you all to see the effect of our program and say, oh, we want you in 10 schools. As we pause for that. So I did not put our total number in that. So that is 85,300, and that can be multiplied. However, if you all know of a grant program, and we are writing to the city to also ask for funding. So if you all know of other grant programs, we'd be more than happy to write to those programs. We don't want to go into a school district, be there for 3 years, and then leave. We want to be embedded here with you all, alongside you all. We want to be able to help and maintain our position and be sustainable in each of the schools that we're currently in, as well as the other 7 you all might know. Just throwing it out there. So community investment, we do a lot of things with the community. We bring the communities inside of the school. That's a part of our mission. So these are some of the individuals who funded us here in Newport News. Hampton Roads Community Foundation has a Harry Wall grant that we use to support some of our site coordination on the peninsula. The Peninsula Community Foundation, we are a part of the Give Local opportunity that they do every year in May. Individual donors, Bayport has allowed us to send an intern, so they help us with some interns and they cover the cost of the interns. And then these are some of the other resources that our site coordinators are using inside of schools as well. Our commitment to you all. We are providing those individualized case management services. So as you all remember, Thea's talked about the 205 students they served. Our model is that we would serve 5 to 10% of a school population based on size. So if it's over 1,000, we serve 5%. If it's under 1,000, we serve 10%. However, what we learned is that our babies are not getting the intentional supports that they need. They are not getting that one-on-one individualized care that they need by our site coordinators. So we had site coordinators who were literally serving 87 students, 110 students, and based on that 5 to 10% numbers, that's impossible. These babies needed more, so our site coordinators' numbers changed to 50 per school. And those babies, on those 50 babies, get exactly what they need from the site coordinator. That site coordinator also talks to the family. So that means if he or she has a sibling that does not go to one of the schools in our feeder pattern, our site coordinator still helps that baby at another school. So whether we're there or not, the baby that is attached to our students will still get services through what we do. Our goal is to maintain at least 75% of our case managed students performing in the ABC area, and then to facilitate at least 85%, which you all saw that ours was 95%, 99 right here in Newport News. I almost said Portsmouth, sorry. So to facilitate no ma'am, take that out. So to facilitate on-time graduation, we also want 85%, but here in Newport News we had 99%. I'm sorry, 100%. In totality, we had 95%. So as you see, these numbers are working. Our 3 site coordinators that we have, and we've been lucky to have the 2 that sit behind us for the past 2 years. So these individuals are doing 3 years. These individuals are doing a fantastic job. So as I pause and take a breath, I'll see if you all have any questions that I can answer, but I do want to definitely thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well, Dr. Sinclair, before they answer any questions, I will share with the board, my bosses, that I did call you to say, wait a minute, when she gave me the first iteration of this presentation, and it talked about, of course, how barriers prevent students from graduating, that graduation rates are low, and dropout rates are high. I said, wait a minute. That's not us. We are 97.3%, and we are less than 1% dropout rate. Did I not?
You did. You did.
I just had to put that on the record. We have some other challenges.
That doesn't mean we don't need help.
No, that's right. Welcome to help, but let's get the verbiage right.
She did. She definitely did. Any questions?
I did have a question. The numbers that were reported out, were those based off of caseloads of 50? Based off of caseloads of
5 to 10%. So you talking about this sheet or this sheet?
When you were talking about, they were some of the site coordinators were seeing up to the caseloads were so.
So if we go to this sheet, year 23, 24, and 24, 25, those are based off of our 5 to 10% numbers.
Okay.
So our 2 elementary and middle school, those 2 had 10%. Because
Okay.
they were less than 1,000. Actually, Passage has more than 1,000 students, so Passage also was 5%, just like Denby. So those were 5% of that total student population. That's how many students were served in each one of those schools. And Katherine Johnson was only 10%.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a quick question. Can you give sort of an example of sort of how maybe a day in the life, year in the life, of a student that might be helped, sort of we can kind of sink our teeth into what it might be like if they're one of your 50 students in a school, and how your work integrates with maybe the family and community engagement specialists at the school, and you talk about whole school supports. What does that look like?
Yes. Do you mind if I call a site coordinator up to actually give you the data? The guys didn't raise it, but I'm gonna raise it for her.
Hello, good evening. Good evening. Again, I'm Waikiki Porter, and to answer that question, right now I have a student who their McKinney-Vento due to homelessness. So I spoke with their mother. We had an event on Fridays for absenteeism kids, myself and our school psychotherapist. So right now, because we were partnered with somebody, I partnered and reached out to the Urban League for her and Catherine, Catholic Charities, and they're helping them with the process of a house because she says she lived with a family member. It's like 10 people living there, and that's one of the reasons why he can't come to school, because either they're going from a hotel or they're actually trying to figure out with a family member or something. So as of now, I am assisting them with Catholic Charities, Thrive Peninsula, and the Urban League to actually assist with housing. And because I've heard that from several of our parents, I've actually used my other hat. We're going to have a Virginia housing class in there to teach parents about home purchase, because a lot of parents don't understand that they have the option to purchase a home or the steps to go about purchasing a home. So we're bringing that actually into the schools so that we can give the parents another options when it comes down to that as well.
Did that kind of answer your question? Suzanne? Dr. Best?
How do you get a referral, and what's like your typical, does the principal contact you because?
Yes. So as long as we're in your school, you qualify. Doesn't matter if you have Medicaid, so it's nothing like the TDT program. Anybody inside of any of the schools that we serve, you qualify. So the referral can be a self-referral. In some of our elementary schools, the babies tell on their friends, so my friend needs you. So that can be a referral, and we'll go talk to the friend. But every student, a teacher can refer you, anybody in the school can refer you. But what has to happen is we have to have consent. So parents have to agree to have their babies on our caseload. So we do talk to parents. We do have consent forms. They last every 3 years. So 3 years. And our hope is always, it's a K-12 model. Our hope is to get them in elementary and follow them all the way through graduation. So a referral can come from anyone at any point. I started out as a site coordinator, and the majority of my referrals were because I tried to do something really cool with kids, and then the other kids would see it and be like, hey, I want to do that. And in order for them to do it, they had to bring that consent form back.
Thank you.
One more quick question. Is Communities in Schools, is it a nonprofit? Is it a national, and this is the Hampton Roads chapter?
Yes. So we are the local affiliate of a national dropout prevention program. And a lot of times, not you all, a lot of people get confused about dropout because you automatically assume high school. Well, we're dropout prevention. It doesn't start in high school, as you know. Starts in elementary when you can't see the board. Somebody doesn't know to take you to go get glasses. Our site coordinators coordinate that service call. Somebody doesn't know that you can't read. Our site coordinators will coordinate a tutor. So that's where it starts. So that's why we want to get the baby in elementary, follow them in middle, as well as high school. So everybody say with me, 10 schools, 10 schools. Thank you all again for your time. If no one else has any questions,
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We will now move to Section 5, Reports and Information, 5.02, Availability of Policy and Procedural Manual. This announcement This announcement will serve as the required annual public notice that copies of the school board policies and procedures manual are available to the public and employees in the library of each school, in each Newport News public library, and online on the Policies and Procedures website at www.nnschools.org/policies and on the NNPS intranet. Next, the attendance report. Board members, you have received a copy of the reports. Are there any questions? Hearing none, we'll move on to 5.04, membership report. Board members, you received a copy of the report. Are there any questions? 5.05, construction report. Board members, you received a copy of this report. Are there any questions? Hearing none, we'll move on to item 5.06, comments by the superintendent. Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I have to say that I am just super excited and giddy with joy to announce that our very own school board representative, Kyla Leggett, was selected to participate in the United States Senate Youth Program.
Yes.
So I want to say just a little bit more about her. And we do congratulate Kyla, who is a senior at Menchville High School this year. She is one of only two, I'm going to say it again, one of only two students from the state, the Commonwealth of Virginia, chosen by the Virginia Department of Education to join Senator Tim Kaine and Senator Mark Warner in representing Virginia during the 64th Annual United States Senate Youth Program Washington Week. It will be held March the 7th through the 14th in Washington, D.C. We are so proud of you, so honored that you will be representing us. And I will say that our communications department put this on Facebook, and as of last week, we had, Robert, 61,000 hits on Facebook on your story alone. So thank you for elevating our identity. Congratulations to Kyla. Our music students perform chorus, strings, and band concerts at the All-City Music Festival on January the 9th at the Ferguson Center at CNU. We had more than 600 students from all schools and all grade levels participate in 8 combined ensembles with invited guest conductors. So we want to congratulate all that were involved on this annual citywide public event. Our students represented our school division very, very well. And on the calendar, this week wraps up the second quarter of the school year. Can you believe it? The second quarter is going to be over. Time is moving very quickly. And our middle and high school students are taking their exams this week. So I want to remind families that high school students will dismiss half-day Wednesday through Friday. And also note that Monday, January the 6th, is a teacher and a staff workday. And Tuesday, January 27th, is a professional development day. Now, we know all of the professional development day is pending the weather if you're watching the weather report. Students do not report to school on Monday and Tuesday. We will welcome all students back to school on Wednesday, of course, pending the weather, and that will be the beginning of our first day of the second semester. We are also holding a hiring event that will take place at Ella Fitzgerald on January 31st, 9 a.m. to noon. We also have a very exciting conference coming up. It is the RISE Male Empowerment Conference. It will be held February the 7th from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at Heritage High School. There's a big turnout. This year we have even more students that are signed up, male students signed up. And the last thing, as we are forecasting, looking ahead, schools will be closed on with 12-month employees reporting only, but schools will be closed on President's Day for February 16th. So I will say that again, 12-month employees, you do report. Everyone else is at home. So that concludes my comments, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. We will now move to item 6, another opportunity to hear from the public. Ms. Buffalo, are there any cards? All right, thank you. And now we will move to the matters by school board members. And we will begin with Mr. Brown.
Okay. Well, then I get to be the first one to say Happy New Year to everyone. We've had some exciting, wonderful things go on in our school division. The United States Secretary of Education chose our school division to visit. Out of all school divisions in the state of Virginia, ours was the only one that the U.S. Secretary of Education visited for the 250th year anniversary of our country, in celebration of that and her tour of the nation. So that's a distinction that I think we can all be very, very proud of. Very exciting day that she came and she spoke. We also had the governor come to our school district, Achievable Dream, and speak there as well. So great things are happening in Newport News Public Schools. I think we've had some good discussions in regards to our budget. I'm very excited about the work that we are doing, particularly with the raises. I think that what we're seeing now over the course of the last 10 years, what we've done with the raises, I think has put us in a strong strategic position, and that we can see the correlation now that I believe we got the report tonight that we're down to 3% vacancy in terms of our positions. That is a fantastic place to be, and I want to thank the rest of the board for the work that has gone into that, because it has not been trivial, has not been easy. We've had to make a lot of hard decisions and sacrifices, and we'll make more because we're going to do some more raises again this year, right? Like we always talk about. But that has paid off, because while the state and the country is in a teacher shortage, that teaching shortage has not had the acute impact on us that it's had in other places, and that is the forward thinking of the board. And I want to appreciate the board for thinking in such a forward manner so that we can be in a position to negotiate at a time when we are in crisis around the state. So those are my comments for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. So we'll go ahead to our other North District Representative, Ms. Harris.
Happy New Year again. Welcome back. Just really wanted to thank everyone for being here tonight. And as usual, thank you all for your comments and your feedback. I wanted to take a second to recognize a young man from Woodside High School. I had the pleasure of attending Chum's MLK Award breakfast this past Monday. And there was a young man, there were several recipients, and there was one from Newport News, and his name was Mason Jones, and he received a scholarship to further his education. He is a senior at Woodside High School, so I wanted to publicly recognize him and his achievements. I was also holding it down for Newport News as the only school board member in the room. I was outnumbered, but I held it down because I know you all had invites and were other places. But yes, that I did want to say that, and it was a wonderful breakfast. It was a wonderful occasion. Several students across Virginia were recognized for their academic achievement and were given scholarships. Also to SCLC had an MLK walk and feeding at New Beach Grove that I was able to attend with some of my colleagues here.
And some of your school board members.
Yes, some of my school board, my peoples. With several of my school board members that were also there, and we served several families, local families in the area. I did not walk. I did not walk, but Dr. Best did walk in the cold and in the rain. But that was also a very insightful occasion where a lot of community members were able to hear from political figures, and we talked about standing on the shoulders of our ancestors and really having opportunities and things along those lines. Also, too, a day of service at Safe Haven Empowerment Center. I want to thank the students. There were several Newport News Public School students that came out to volunteer for that day on and not a day off. They collected 20 bags of trash, and they serviced the local area and that community on Thorncliffe in the North District of Newport News. And then after, we shared refreshments and conversation about careers, college readiness, future aspirations, and things along those lines. So very enriching experience for that. I'm going to speed this up. The 9th annual Re-Up Drive and Distribution is coming up. I want to invite all of the listeners, viewers, to come on January 24th. January 24th at Denby Community Center. There will be a Stuff the Trolley. The Newport News City Trolley will be there, and we'll be stuffing the trolley with all donations and sponsors of school supplies to help our kids finish out the second year of school. And we will be collecting things like notebooks and crayons and all of the sanitizer and all of the needed things. And the distribution will happen at the Newport News Winter Carnival on February 7th. And that is going to be at 401 Oriana, the old Kmart lot. That is something that happens every year, as well as a huge community event. So hopefully you can be a part of that. And lastly, I just wanted to thank Jermaine Walker, who is one of the coordinators over at Denby Community Center, who has opened up an opportunity for students to be able to receive the Student Freedom Pass through HRT, which is an opportunity that's been around, but we're really going to try to get the word out within the next upcoming weeks and out to the schools so that we can have our. It's in the schools. Okay. Yes. We were talking about getting more kids to the community centers and to the activities, and so we've kind of been collaborating and trying to get kids, the ability to move around the city so that they can get involved and get engaged. And with that, I will thank you guys for a good night, and I'm sorry that was really long.
Thank you. And we'll move to Central District. Ms. Law.
Sure. So I think the thing that's most prevalent to me right now is this is that time of the year where we're looking at budgets and trying to figure out how to utilize our resources to the best of our abilities. And I just want to thank Dr. Mitchell and her team and Scarlett. The things that you guys are able to really bring forward, even though the sessions are long, are so helpful to help give us a picture of all that we need to consider. And so we do appreciate your tolerating all of our questions, because it almost seems as the minute you present us with a little bit more, we ask more questions. But I think in the end, we are very happy with where we land, and that we all are doing this with the effort to do the best we can for our students. And as always, I am so excited to get into the schools and being able to just come in and read. So if you get the opportunity to support the community in that way, I really encourage that, whether you do it in the schools. Yeah, you do, have to have a background check. But you can also do it at your local library, and the students really do just love letting you read to them and them get the opportunity to read to you. So thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Amon?
Sure. A lot has been said already. And I think one of the best things about, sorry, I think I'm off to the side. I think one of the best things about the secretary's visit was we had our school board retreat the same day. So that visit was a very small part of the day. The longer part of the day was getting together as a board and with Dr. Mitchell and her team and kind of looking at some long-term ideas and thoughts and planning. So that was, I think, really good and should be very beneficial in the long term. And also thank you to Dr. Mitchell and your team for answering all of our questions during our budget. You're very open to us drilling down and really kind of figuring out how the smaller pieces fit together so we can get a better understanding. So that was, I greatly appreciate that. And keep an eye on the weather. Get yourself and your families prepared. Who knows when hopefully we'll be heading back Wednesday, but hopefully some of the forecasts are a little overblown, but we'll see. But just stay safe, stay warm.
All right. Thank you. And our at-large representative, Mr. Hunter.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I usually don't say much, but besides great things are happening in Newport News Public Schools. But I'm going to talk a little personal about me today. Last week I had a procedure at Riverside Hospital. I had an overnight stay. And one of the nurses, I told her I would not mention her last name, but her name was Amy, a graduate from Woodside High School who then went on to Peninsula Community College and then ODU, and then she went to Riverside Hospital nursing program around the corner, and now she's here. She was a graduate in graduating class 2016 from Woodside, but she did such an excellent job in taking care of me for over that night. Incredible, beautiful personality, and great things are happening. When we talk about we don't educate students, this is a prime effect that they're here. She went to school here, stayed here, and now working at one of our superior hospitals at Riverside, and understanding and took care of a school board member to the utmost. I gave her a score from 1 to 10. I gave her a 15. But again, just I told her I would give her a shout out. So Amy, if you're out there, keep doing a great job, and thank you very much for representing Newport News Public Schools.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hunter. All right, that's what it's all about. All right, Ms. Alger.
Yes, so we have, my partner and I over here, we went and visited schools and just want to share some of the exciting things that we got to see and hear. One thing that stood out for me in particular was a high school teacher walking into the classroom, seeing her teach science, and how excited she was because she's in a program for dual enrollment. And so I asked her, I said, can you share with me what that experience is like? What is that going to do in the long run? And so as she was explaining, a lot of our students, are in the dual enrollment program, the junior and seniors. But to make it easier for them, teachers are going into this program, which, by the way, is paid by Newport News Public Schools. That's unheard of, And these teachers are enrolling and partnering in CNU, and they're getting their master's. And once they're done, they are going to be in these classrooms and helping our students to be duly enrolled, receiving college credits. And so this way, when they get ready to go off to college, they've already accumulated some of those credits. Isn't that amazing? Yes. And this is how far we've come as far as education. That didn't exist and growing up, and that didn't exist for my children. But it's existing for our children today. So I want to thank those teachers who are signing up and who are, taking advantage of a great opportunity, and for our parents who continue to push their children to do better and to excel. So thank you.
And Ms. Alger, if I may jump in and thank Dr. Rogers, because he spearheaded that and
thank you,
worked
Dr.
out all the
Rogers.
kinks with the university. He worked with Scarlett and Daryl. I don't know if Daryl's here, and thank Daryl as well. He's in the corner. They put a lot of work into it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. I'm going to try not to repeat anything anybody said except for Dr. Mitchell. I have to give a shout out to Kyla because I'm a night person and my office hours start about 9 o'clock at night and they just go on until. So, but when I have the opportunity, I sleep late and then I get up and I read, and so that's why I answer emails a little later because that's how I roll. So I opened up the computer and I saw that you were selected to be the U.S. Senate in the U.S. Senate, and I was reading about the criteria, how many people, and I screamed because I was just so excited. I really, truly was. My mother was like, what is wrong? And I said, Mother, our school board representative, and I proceeded to tell her, but I just was not surprised at all. I was not surprised. I was just happy that your hard work and your passion is being rewarded, and I just think that this is gonna be an amazing experience for you. And one day I'm gonna be old and somewhere in a nursing home somewhere, and I'm gonna take my reading out, and I know I'm gonna see your name again doing great things. And if I have it in me, I'm gonna scream again. So I just wanna let you say congratulations, and I'm really so proud of you. Really, really so proud of you.
Thank you.
So the second thing, I'm not going to repeat anything else. I had an invitation to go to a holiday celebration that was sponsored by Ivy Baptist Church under the leadership of the great and Reverend Kevin Swan. And I posted a couple of pictures on social media. Somebody said, why is a school board meeting, why are you going to stuff? Because it was for senior citizens, the senior citizens of the Stewart Garden apartment. And they said, why are you going to things for senior citizens? You should be worried about the kids. And I said, what you don't understand is many of those grandparents are actually raising their children. So, and then they're a part of the community. And when we see our kids out in the community, if they establish relationships with the children, they can say things, hey, don't do that, or come over here, or help me with this. And so it's all tied in together. But that was an amazing event, and just keep the invitations coming to board members, and we want to be a part of things like that as well. Dr. Mitchell and I and Dr. Rogers had an opportunity to attend the Economic Development Committee meeting, and they reported and we answered questions. And we shared some of the wonderful things that were happening in Newport News Public Schools, and we're looking forward to building and partnering, because the economic development and the schools, they go hand in hand. You cannot separate them, so something that's very, very important. So that's all. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. See there. See there. I'm sorry, inside joke. Kyla, we saved the best for last. We saved the best for last. Okay.
Thank you. I'll start off with Sage. Last week, the Superintendent Student Advisory Group on Education met to discuss several important topics, including new courses that will be offered next year and the importance of mental health and being mindful of it. Students shared their interest in future course offerings and discussed strategies for managing stress during a busy school year. To build on that, I want to thank communities and schools for their hard work. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm really happy an organization like you is in Newport News. To touch on the United States Senate Youth Program, I really want to thank the Newport News Public Schools. When I was just a wee little baby, my parents were trying to figure out where to settle down. I'm so happy that they chose Newport News because it's been a blessing, and it's been a privilege to get an education from Newport News, and the United States Senate Youth Program wouldn't be possible with all the opportunities that I've been given here. So thank you to everyone. And before I conclude, I would like to wish all of my fellow students the best of luck on their exams as we enter the final stretch of semester 1, which doesn't feel real, but you know. And thank you guys all for coming out, and I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much.
And Kyla, I just want to say that for the SAGE group, the student rep is supposed to partner with the superintendent, right, as we run the meeting. This young lady is so phenomenal that I literally have been able to, we planned together, right, Ms. Brooks? But I've been able to just sit back. She commands the room, and she runs the meeting better than I ever could. And I just so appreciate being able to watch a leader that is a student to be able to do that. You have been nothing less than amazing to partner with, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And on that note, this meeting is adjourned.